Agents of pollination. Pollen grains are non-motile and they are usually carried from flower to flower by means of external agents. These external agents are of two types: abiotic, that is non-living, and biotic, that is living. Abiotic agents are non-living agents which includes wind and water. Pollination by wind, that is Anemophily. Most of the important crop plants are wind pollinated. This includes wheat, rice, corn, rye, barley and oats. Palms are also wind pollinated. Adaptation in Anemophilous flower. Flowers are small, inconspicuous, colorless, without nectar and fragrance, that is odor. Pollens are light in weight, dry and produce in large numbers to increase chances of pollination, considering wastage of pollen grain. Stigma is feathery to trap pollens carried by wind current. Stamens are with long filament and versatile anther. Stamen and stigmas are exposed to air current. Pollination by water, that is Hydrophily, found in some 30 genera of aquatic monocot. Example: Vallisneria, Zoostera, Chiropterophilous. Adaptation in Hydrophilous flower. Flowers are small and inconspicuous. Perianth and other floral parts are unweightable. Pollen grains are long and unweightable due to presence of mucilage. Nectar and fragrance are lacking in flower. Hydrophily is of two types: hypohydrophily and epihydrophily. Hypohydrophily: pollination occurs below the surface of water. Here, the pollen grains are heavier than water, sink down and caught by stigma of female flower. Example: Zoostera, seagrass. The pollen grains are long, ribbon-like and without exine. Epihydrophily: pollination takes place on the water surface. The pollen grain floats on water surface and reach the stigma of female flower. Example: Vallisneria. It is submerged dioecious freshwater aquatic plant in which female flower reach the water surface temporarily to ensure pollination, and male flower floats on the surface of water. Specific gravity of pollen grain is equal to that of water. That is why they floats on the surface of water. Some aquatic plants are Anemophilous. Example: Potamegaton and Halogaris. Some aquatic plants are Entomophilous. Example: lotus, water hyacinth, water lily. Biotic agent. It includes living agent. About 80% of plant requires the help of other living, moving creatures such as insect, birds, bats, snail to transfer their pollen from one flower to another. Pollination by insect, that is Entomophily, occurs in rose, jasmine and cestrum. Adaptation in Entomophilous flower. They are large, showy and often brightly colored. The flowers produce sweet odor, smell and have nectar gland. The stigma is rough due to presence of hair or is sticky due to mucilaginous secretion. The pollen grains are spiny and surrounded by a yellow sticky substance called pollen kit. Some plants have special adaptation for the insect visitors to help in cross-pollination. Example, lever mechanism or turnpike mechanism in salvia. Pollination by birds, that is Ornithophily. Only few types of birds are specialized for pollination. They have small size and long beaks. Example, sunbirds and hummingbirds. Some ornithophilous plants are bombex, callistemon, that is bottle brush, bootia, etc. Adaptation in Ornithophilous flower. Flowers are usually bright colored, large and showy. They secrete profuse dilute nectar. Pollen grains are sticky and spiny. Flowers are generally without fragrance as birds have poor sense of smell. Pollination by bat, that is Chiropterophily. Bats can transport pollens over long distance, sometimes several kilometers. Adaptation in Chiropterophilous flower. Flowers are dull colored with strong fragrance. They secrete abundant nectar. Flowers produce large amount of edible pollen grains. Example, Entomophilous, kadam tree, Adansonia, baboof tree, Kigelia.